Hello everybody, this is David Bates here, and today I'm with Brian O'Donnell, and Brian owns Buy Me a Car USA, and today he would like to specifically talk to us about leasing versus purchasing. And there's a lot that goes into it, so why don't I just turn it over to you, Brian. Thank you for coming.
Thank you,
I
David.
appreciate it.
Me too. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
So why don't you just briefly tell us what the difference is and how it would apply to someone in a business or just
Well, for
personal?
a business person, if they don't drive a lot, meaning if they don't drive in excess of 20,000 miles per year, leasing can be one of the best tools out there, because with leasing, it becomes a tax write-off. Because they're paying for the usage of a vehicle that's owned by someone other than themselves that allows them to earn a living. So it becomes a tax write-off, and they get to write those payments off.
Which is better than
Which is
mileage?
much better than purchasing, because when you purchase a vehicle and you finance it, you're able to depreciate a portion of the vehicle, but you're not even close to 100% writing it off. And when you purchase a vehicle, you're paying for 100% of the vehicle plus 100% of the tax on the vehicle.
Right.
So automatically you're going into a negative equity situation because you owe more on that car than what you paid for it and what the value currently is when it becomes a used car. As well, with the taxes on the car, it just exceeds any kind of realistic expectations for write-offs. It just doesn't work. For individuals that drive a lot, then leasing is not the way to go because they get penalized. And what happens a lot of the time with leasing that people don't understand is, yes, I've got a lower payment. Well, sure, you have a lower payment because you're paying for approximately 60% of the usage of a vehicle versus making payments on 100%. So yes, your payments are lower. However, there's restrictions in there that people need to be aware of. One, if you exceed that mileage, it's probably going to cost you an average of 20 to 25 cents per mile is what the leasing companies can charge in those contracts.
And that mounts up fast.
That mounts up very quickly. If you drive in excess of, say, 10,000 miles per year over and above your lease, and your lease is for 3 years, there's another 30,000 miles that you have to pay for on that car. But what you weren't aware of, because when leasing is done, leasing managers, which is generally handled by finance managers and car dealerships, they very quickly tell you the term and the payment sign here. It's not in their best interest to disclose things like a wear and tear clause. Now, the wear and tear clause means if you've gone over 10,000 miles per year on that car, not only do you get to pay the mileage penalty, but the leasing company comes back and says you put an excess of 10,000 miles per year on the engine, the transmission, the inside of the car, the outside of the car, so that's a wear and tear clause. We're going to invoke it. Now you owe us another maybe $7,000, maybe $10,000. And all of a sudden you get blindsided and go, wait a minute, I wasn't expecting that. I know something about that mileage, but I wasn't expecting this. And when you say, I'm not paying it, and you turn the car back in, what happens is everything goes through the courts and you get a judgment against you for that $7,000, if that's the number.
Wow.
And then that ruins your credit because it shows up as a repossession in your credit report. And if you fight it and go to court, the first thing the judge is going to ask you, can you disclose to us at the time the lease was signed, this was never disclosed to you? And what they want to see is either a videotape, an audio tape, or you have 5 witnesses that swear under oath that it was disclosed. And everybody says, no, it was me, my wife, or just me.
Right.
You're
Right.
done. And
Well,
that's the result.
what I'm hearing is the best thing to do is for someone to give you a call, and then you can have a consultation
Yes.
with them and figure out what the best solution would be for them.
Exactly, and that's exactly what we do for the clients. And it always has to be finding out what is the client's circumstances, what's going on in their driving life and in their business life, and let's match up the right tool, being either financing or leasing, because everyone's circumstances are different.
Right.
And yes, many times people get attracted going into a dealership because they see these lease payments are so much less than financing payments
Right.
on a car. But there's reasons why.
Right.
So
Well,
we're happy to answer
there's a
questions.
lot to be discussed here, obviously. So the best thing to do is to give Brian a call if you're even thinking or curious about should I lease or should I purchase. And Brian would certainly be the best source for you to approach and talk to in order to find out what's best for you. So give Brian a call, and the best number to be reached at, Brian?
Is either toll-free, 888-959-5962, or locally here in Florida, 941-387-6095.
Great. Well, thanks very much for coming in. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
And wow, what a great topic. So, talk to everybody later. Thank you.